Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share with you a new topic. It's about William Shakespeare, a writer who died many years ago. And you may ask yourself why I'm sharing this topic with you. There are so many reasons. One of these reasons is because, in the ordinary, in the everyday language, English language we speak, there are so many idioms, so many phrases, so many expressions invented by William Shakespeare. So, this is the topic I want to share with you. You may ask yourself, why do we share a topic on a writer who died hundreds of years ago? Don't worry, there is a method in my madness. The poet and playwright William Shakespeare has had a big influence on the English language we speak today. Many of the words and expressions that he invented are still in use today, and we often don't realize it. In this video, I will introduce you some of the most common expressions which first appeared in print hundreds of years ago and are still used today. So come on, break the ice and let's share this topic. We are going to be looking at the way William Shakespeare, the English playwright and poet, has influenced everyday English. He wrote a lot of plays and quite a lot of poems, and some of the lines from those poems and plays have been used in the English language because they were very influential. And the way he said things was just very good expressing something. It may have been that people around him were saying all these things and that he was the one to put them down in print. But looking back through the old books, Shakespeare was the first person to mention all of these. These are just a few examples. He was the first person to put these actual phrases and words into print. So maybe he had other people say them, but he was the one who wrote them down. He was born in 1564 and died in 1660, so a long, long time ago. So it's quite amazing that some of what he wrote is actually used in the English language today. So let's have a look. First of all, a sorry sight, the first expression, a sorry sight. If you see somebody walking along and they maybe have been caught in the rain or something, or they have fallen over and into the mud, they've got all their clothes dirty. They look terrible. They haven't eaten, for instance, for a couple of days, and they look absolutely awful. You could say that poor man is a sorry sight. Sorry meaning a sort of sad. You feel sorry for him looking at him. It looks really very dirty, tired, hungry, and that is a sorry sight. The next one is wearing your heart on your sleeve. Wearing your heart on your sleeve. Now, this is, your sleeve. You know your sleeve and your heart and the place where your heart is. And this is a metaphor or an idiom, an expression for showing how you are feeling. Not hiding your feeling, but making it clear how you feel. So maybe if you've fallen in love with somebody and instead of sort of keeping it yourself and keeping it a secret, you sort of make it quite obvious to them, probably in a very embarrassing way. But if you make it very obvious to them that you love them, you're wearing your heart in your sleeve. And that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. So worth a try if you think so. But I don't know. So what the meaning that's the meaning of this expression. The next one is in a pickle, in a pickle. If you are in a pickle, you are in trouble. And the piccolo is a kind of preservative in a jar. So it's like vinegar or something which preserves food. For instance, onions, cucumber, or something else. So vinegar is sometimes you get little onions in a vinegar, and they are called pickled onions. You can buy them in the supermarket. So if you personally find yourself in a pickle, it means you are in a lot of vinegar, which isn't a very nice place to be. So that's really trouble. You don't want to be in a lot of vinegar, so in a pickle, that's what that means. So you have to get out as quickly as possible because it means be in trouble. The next one. There is method in my madness. There is method in my madness. And if you heard of Hamlet, this comes from that play. Hamlet pretends to be mad. He's not really mad, but he's pretending to be mad for maybe certain reason which it could take too long to explain right now. Shakespeare is very poetic, and you get a lot of sound patterns, the same letter repeated, which make it a stronger phrase because of that. There is method in my madness. Means you may be behaving in a very strange way, but there is a good reason for it. You have a method. There is a reason for behaving like that, which hopefully it will all work out in the end. But for Hamlet, it didn't really work out. So he pretends to be mad for his own reasons, but is not really mad. The next one is too much of a good thing. So you can say you can have too much of a good thing. And for instance, I'm sort of thinking about chocolate. I like chocolate, which I think about a lot. Chocolate to me is a good thing, but you can have too much of it and have a heart attack, for instance, or something if you eat too much. So you can have too much of a good thing, but don't overdo. Don't overdo it. Everything in moderation. Just a little bit of what you like, a little bit of chocolate or whatever it is you like, but not too much because you can have too much of a good thing. The next one is to break the ice. We also have this expression in our own language, in Italian language. This doesn't mean literally if the pond has frozen over, there is ice on the top, and you go and break it. Break the ice to get to the water underneath. This is a metaphor for getting to know people. If you go to a meeting, for instance, and there are people that you haven't met before, and you are all a bit uncomfortable, embarrassed, because you are not quite sure what to say, if somebody then makes a joke, and everybody laughs, and people start to feel happier, to feel more comfortable, and more friendly and more relaxed, that joke has broken the ice. Sometimes you might go to a workshop, to a seminar, where people are discussing particular subject. And often at the very beginning you have something called an icebreaker. That's the same idea, the icebreaker for people to start to feel comfortable with each other. The next one is quite common. Catch a cold. Now, to catch a cold is when you sneezes and your nose is streaming and you've got a sore throat. And the cold or the flu or something. So, to catch a cold, it sounds very normal. I mean, you can catch a ball as well, but to catch a cold. Maybe before this was written down, people said to get a cold. Maybe even the word cold wasn't used, but Shakespeare was the first person to write it down. Another common expression is full circle, full circle. If you come full circle, maybe you are outside and in the countryside, and you go for a walking. You go for a walk and you get a bit lost, but you keep walking and you think you are going in a straight line, but that actually happens is you've been going around in a circle, and when you get back where you start, you say, we've come full circle. The next one is a heart of gold, a heart of gold. Also, this expression is quite useful in our mother tongue language. If someone has a heart of gold, it means they are very kind. They are a very kind person. Because gold being a valuable metal, a heart of gold means a really good person. Another expression is hot-blooded. If someone is hot-blooded, they can get angry very quickly. They may lose their temper, or they got into fights, that sort of a thing. The blood that is in their veins and artery is hot. It is hot anyway, but if they are hot-blooded, it means they have a strong temper. They can get angry easily and get into fights. Another common expression is housekeeping word. Again, Shakespeare was the first person apparently to put this word in print. And it means, as you probably know, looking after the house, cleaning, cooking, keeping things tidy, dusting all the housekeeping that needs to be done to keep the place nice. Another expression is, it's Greek to me. If you say it's Greek to me, it means that you don't understand. You don't understand something. If you are reading a book, it may not literally be written in Greek, but you can say it's Greek to me, meaning I don't understand it, because most people, unless they are Greek or have studied Greek, will not understand Greek. The next one is seen better days. If something has seen better days, for instance, like a chair, if you have a comfortable chair for more than 20 years, but it's not new anymore, it's a bit worn, maybe not very looking, clean looking, you can say this chair has seen the better day. And then finally, you may have heard the term star-crossed lovers. Star-crossed lovers. This expression comes from the play Romeo and Juliet, which is one of the most famous of Shakespeare plays. They are star-crossed because they are very unlucky. Very bad things happen to them, so they don't live in a very old age because they have a bad fortune, bad luck. So star-crossed lovers, the stars up there, horoscope, sign of the zodiac, that sort of thing is the idea behind astrology. Right? So that's the selective list of words and phrases from Shakespeare, which are still used in the English language today. I hope you find this topic interesting. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.